Have you ever been in the middle of a fight with your partner and realized you couldn't access any of the tools you know you have? You know you're supposed to take a breath. You know you're not supposed to blame or attack or pull away. You can hear yourself doing the things you said you wouldn't do, and yet something has taken over. And the part of you that can think clearly, listen, and respond with care has completely gone offline. That's dysregulation. Understanding what it actually is and what happens in your body when it kicks in is one of the most useful things you can do for your relationship. Hi, I'm Monica Burford, a licensed marriage and family therapist and couples therapist in Sacramento, California. I help couples who love each other and want to get it right, but keep circling back to the same arguments or carrying habits from childhood and past relationships into their current one that they wish they could leave behind. Today, I want to talk about emotional dysregulation, what it actually is, what it isn't, and why it shows up so reliably in conflict. I'll cover what regulation looks like in practice and how to get yourself back when you've lost it in the next video. Let's start with two terms that often get used interchangeably but are worth distinguishing: dysregulation and flooding. Dysregulation is the broader state of struggling to manage your emotional response. You're overwhelmed and your ability to think clearly, listen, or respond with care just disappears. You're snapping, you're defensive, or you're withdrawing from your partner. Not because you don't care, but because you've lost access to your more regulated brain and therefore to your tools. Flooding is a specific kind of dysregulation. It's the full body stress response. Heart rate spikes, your brain's alarm system takes over, and suddenly you're not trying to solve anything, you're trying to survive. Here's a way to think about it. Imagine that your nervous system's capacity for stress is a glass of water. Dysregulation is when that glass is nearly full all the time. Every little thing adds pressure, and everything feels bigger than it probably is. Flooding is when it spills over and everything around it gets drenched. In conflict, dysregulation might look like eye rolling, sarcasm, interrupting, or shutting down. Flooding looks more like yelling, walking out, or completely going blank, where you're physically present, but you're no longer accessible to your partner. The Gottman's research found that once your heart rate passes roughly 100 beats per minute, your brain shifts into survival mode. That means that empathy, curiosity, and your ability to really take in what your partner is saying, those things completely go offline. Terry Real puts it simply: when you're in fight, flight, or freeze, you're not relational, you're reactive. And when you are reactive, you no longer choose how you respond. Your nervous system and your emotions do. So how do you know when you're there? There are 3 areas worth paying attention to. The first, it's physical. Shallow breathing, tension in your chest or jaw, or clenched fists, a rush of heat to your head, or a noticeable jump to your heart rate. If you want to get precise about it, a pulse oximeter or a watch that tracks heart rate can actually show you how quickly that happens. And most people are genuinely surprised. The second is behavioral. You stop making eye contact, you're not nodding or responding the way that you normally would. You feel an urgent need to get out of the room, and you've gone very still in a way that isn't calm. The Gottmans call the extreme version of this stonewalling. That's when you emotionally withdraw from the conversation and become unresponsive. It's one of the 4 horsemen, and it usually isn't about not caring. It's about feeling completely overwhelmed. The third is internal. You're no longer trying to understand your partner, you're trying to win. You're cataloging everything that they've done wrong, you have no desire to repair, or you've already mentally checked out. These are all signs that your nervous system has taken the wheel. And here's why that matters. Once you can recognize these signs in real time, you have something you didn't have before: a choice point, a moment where you can catch yourself before the glass spills over and decide to do something different. That's what the next video is about: what to actually do in that moment and how to come back to the conversation in a way that doesn't make things worse. If you and your partner keep finding yourself stuck in this type of pattern and aren't sure how to break it, I offer free 45-minute video consultations for couples. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you next time.